This tutorial is on how to create light beams in Photoshop. Now the first thing you're going to do is, if your image is too light, you're going to need to darken it so that your light beam is more visible on your image. And you can do that by using either the exposure, curves, or levels adjustment layer. And I'm just going to go show you ahead and show you. I've already done that for my image. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to select the area where you would like your light beam to be. And you can do that using either the polygonal lasso tool or the pen tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you really quickly how to create a selection using the pen tool. So I've made a quick outline with the pen tool, and I'm just going to go to Paths and load path as a selection. That's just going to turn my pen outline into a selection. I'm going to go ahead and remove that here, as I've already created my selection earlier, and I'm just going to load that up really quickly. Now once you have your selection, you're going to go ahead and press the curves adjustment layer and just grab this line and pull it up so that you're lightening the area where you made your selection. And now once you have your light beam, you're going to blend that light beam in with the rest of the image by going to Filter, Blur, and you're going to add a Gaussian blur. And that looks good. Just going to go OK. And now to give this light beam more of a 3D look, we're going to add a few more layers. And each time you add a new layer, the new selection needs to be just a little bit thinner than the last one. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I mean by that. See how the selection is similar to the last one, but it's just a little bit thinner. And you're going to continue making each new selection thinner until you get closer to the middle. And it doesn't matter how close you get, just as long as you have about 2 or 3 layers on your light beam to give it more of a 3D look. Also, the other thing to remember is that each new layer is going to be just a little bit brighter than the last one, and the Gaussian blur on each new layer is going to be reduced just a little bit from the last layer. And again, you're just going to continue to get towards the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and remove these, as I've already created my light beams. I'm going to show you the after effect. And you can see I just chose to go about this far. Now, once you have your light beams, you can go ahead and make any needed adjustments. For example, I noticed the inside of my umbrella was showing, and as it's closest to the light beam, I chose to lighten it up. And what I did was I used the pen tool to outline the inside of the umbrella and a curves adjustment layer to lighten the inside, and that's what it looked like. Another thing you can do is, if you darkened your image using the curves or levels adjustment layer from earlier, you can go ahead and click on the curve layer and pressing B to get a paintbrush. You can, and making sure that your foreground color here is black. You can use the paintbrush to remove part of the layer. Sometimes if you have more than one layer, you might need to go over it a couple times. There we go. It's just showing a little bit. You can go ahead and do that just to lighten up certain areas. And for mine, I even chose to add a glow one. And I'm just going to show you really quickly. I've already done that for this one. And another thing you do is, if you want more contrast, you can just add some more layers. And that's it. Have fun with your Photoshop.